Venice is a unique city which famously is endowed with an inestimable artistic heritage. The city, however, remains perilously fragile. It needs constant love and preservation, which is why on November the 15th, 1996, Franca Cohen established the Venice International Foundation, an association of members united by their love for the city and their desire to preserve its treasures.
Fragile ma fortissima, una forza straordinaria.
From the outset, the Venice International Foundation has been raising funds to carry out individual projects intended to return the city to its ancient splendor. Funds raised not from public institutions, but from its enthusiastic and supportive members.
Persone che hanno scelto Venezia non per censo, ma per attitudine nei confronti della cultura.
Members include not only large benefactors, but many small supporters ready to respond to the call for help from the Venice International Foundation that has sponsored and led extraordinary achievements over the years. Millions of euros have been raised, but above all, many of the city's treasures return to their original beauty. The restoration of the gilded ceiling of the Sala del Maggior Consiglio in the Doge's Palace has been one of the most ambitious projects. The finely carved wood frames in the shape of squares, rectangles and ovals covered with gold leaf were made by the greatest Venetian craftsmen of the end of the 16th century. The gold on the ceiling of the Sala del Maggior Consiglio represents all the power and the beauty of Venice. However, wood is something of a living material, delicate and vulnerable to the elements and the passage of time. On a close examination, the gilding on large areas of the ceiling was discovered to be separating from the surface of the wood frames. This discovery led the Venice International Foundation to launch an innovative fundraising project in which individual members were asked to provide for the restoration of 1 square meter of the ceiling each. The project was begun in 2008, and just 2 years later the ceiling had been returned to its past splendor. The painting, Nobility and Virtue Overthrowing Ignorance, has also been restored thanks to the Venice International Foundation. The painting was executed by Giambattista Tiepolo between 1744 and 1745 at Palazzo Barbarigo, and in 1936 was moved to Ca' Rezzonico, where it has been ever since. The painting celebrates the triumph of nobility and virtue over ignorance, which is defeated. One of the features of this work is the page boy figure in which Tiepolo portrays one of his sons, Giuseppe Maria, who incidentally became a priest rather than follow in his father's footsteps. The restoration of the painting was very complex. The wooden support and the lining underneath were replaced and the painting completely cleaned so as to return the canvas to its original colors. Venice is not just water and ancient buildings. Its history is full of charismatic personalities, such as Mariano Fortuny, who was a painter and a designer of both interiors and fashion. The Venice International Foundation is also committed to return to the city the beauty of the works made by Mariano Fortuny that are kept at Palazzo Fortuny. The Beirut Theatre scale model, the Atelier wall paintings, the Teatro delle Feste model with its tiny details and its sophisticated light system are the first steps of this long journey. But one of the key symbols of Venice is of course St. Mark's Basilica. Its amazing Dome of the Creation, made by Byzantine mosaic masters in the first half of the 13th century, tells the story of Genesis in 26 scenes as if it were a comic strip. At a glance, the mosaics looked to be in good condition, but a thorough inspection revealed hidden damage to the tiles, some of which were detached from the surface. The restoration, which was completed in 2010, is another success of the Venice International Foundation. Another achievement is the restoration of the 60 frescoes by Gian Domenico Tiepolo, son of Giambattista, originally made for his villa in Zianigo and kept at Car Rezzonico since 1936. Over the years, dozens of projects have been undertaken and successfully concluded, and more projects are about to be launched, such as the Sublime Canova, which involves raising funds in the United States of America together with the Friends of Venice, Italy. All these projects demonstrate the Venice International Foundation's deep love for Venice and its ongoing commitment to preserving and protecting the city.
Abbiamo il dovere di preservarla, di farla continuare ad essere una città vera